I am seriously considering running for Congress here in 2010. I'll tell you, I was never in politics before. And that's why it makes me so happy to see all of you here today, because that means if you're anything like me, you're no longer willing to just sit on the sidelines and watch what's happening to this country. You're willing to take a stand, and you're willing to get involved, and that's why I'm so encouraged. Now, can I just get a quick show of hands to make a point? How many Democrats do we have here today? Good, good. How about Republicans? How many Republicans? Independents. How many independents do we have? Great. Anybody else? Libertarians? Anybody else? Good. You see, this is the good news with these Tea Parties. All parties are represented here. You see, too many people get wrapped up in Republican versus Democrat, or liberal versus conservative, or black versus white, when the fundamental problems that affect all Americans, they do not discriminate. They affect all of us the same. And that's why, even though we may have different views on some things, it's nice to see that we can come together and stand united in this fight to take back this country. Now, I'm not here because I hate the Democrats. I'm not here because I hate the Republicans. I'm here because I love my country. And I am not alone. If you look around the world, even with all of America's problems, where do people want to be? America. Do you see people risking their lives to get into China? Do you see people dying trying to make it to Mexico? No. It's America people want to come. And I know things may look bleak. But look around you. This meeting wasn't planned long ago, and look how many people showed up. That is why I am so encouraged. Now, it's true. It's true we are going through difficult times right now. Many of us are out of work. Business owners across this country are struggling just to get enough customers to break even. And so what do? We tighten our belts. We get by with less. We eliminate unnecessary expenses, and we reduce our budgets. And in this time when all of America is sacrificing, what is our government doing? Are they getting by with less? No. Are they eliminating unnecessary expenses? No. Are their budgets shrinking? No. In fact, in this time when all of America is making sacrifices, the government is doing the exact opposite of what you and I know as common sense. In fact, the government is growing at an alarming rate. They are spending at unprecedented levels. But it's worse than that. Not only is the government doing the exact opposite of all of America, they are now encouraging us. They are encouraging us to join them in their poor decisions. They are rewarding the bad decisions of the auto industry by bailing them out. They are rewarding the greed in Wall Street by bailing them out. They are rewarding those that purchased homes that could not afford them by bailing them out. And not to leave anyone out, they are encouraging those that made those bad loans by bailing them out too. And so I ask you, how many of you have received your bailout checks? Nobody. Nobody. You haven't received one, but you have paid for them. But that's not the whole story. You see, the government spends every dime they take from us. They spend until there's nothing left. But they do not stop there. They continue to spend, and are continuing to spend to the tune of $6 billion a day more than they take from us. So who pays for the rest? The answer is your children. The government spends every dime they take from us, and that's not enough. So now they're spending away your children's future. The first Boston Tea Party was about taxation without representation. It's spending away your child's wealth that has yet to even be created, is not taxation without representation, then I don't know what is. Look, don't get me wrong. This is a great country, and we are a great people. We don't need the government to take care of us, and we don't need the government to solve all of our problems.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, there was a time that instead of looking to the government for assistance, we looked to our churches, to our neighbors, to our friends. And although it may be true that the politicians in Washington are responsible for many of the problems that we face today, the solution lies here with us. And do not be discouraged by these problems, for if it took an $800 billion pork barrel stimulus package to get us involved, then so be it. America will be better off because we are involved. And it's not too late to change. But do not let this Tea Party mark the end of your involvement. Instead, let it mark the beginning. We have to stay involved. Ask yourselves, how do you want your children to remember you? Do you want to be remembered as being part of a generation that stood by and watched the systematic destruction of this once great nation? Or do you want to be remembered as being part of a generation of heroes that rescued this country from the brink of disaster? I know how I want to be remembered. So the question is, what can we do? What can we do? Well, it's simple. It's simple. 3 words. Vote them out. If you are tired of the tax and spend policies of this government, then you can vote them out. If you don't think it's right to be forced to be paid for someone else's mortgage, then you should vote them out. And if you think it's ridiculous that your elected officials voted and passed an $800 billion pork barrel stimulus package without even reading it, then what can you do? Vote them out. And here's one simple thing you can do. You can stay involved, because you have to stay involved. If the simple idea of a Tea Party can spread across this nation and motivate and mobilize thousands, if not millions of people to get involved in this same simple idea, to just vote them out, it too can spread across this nation, and when it does, we will take back this country. But we all have to be leaders, and we have to lead by example. So do me a favor. When you leave here, lend a hand to a friend in need. Help a neighbor. And finally, teach your children about American history. Help them understand why you came here today, so we can start to educate the next generation. And finally, in the words of our founding fathers, teach your children that the inalienable rights that we all enjoy as Americans were not granted by your government, but endowed to us by our Creator. Remember, the solution lies with you. All you have to do is vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out.